Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We've got one more section and we'll have the west side of this farm fenced. This is the new farm that we've been working on. It's previously been row cropped. It was a corn and beans. All these fields up in here were cropped. And of course the new owner got that stopped 2 years ago, and now it's all been turned back to grass. And he drilled some fescue in here, and it's really starting to come on now. There's some pretty good clover in there too, and orchard grass. This is a bottom area. We're staying back from the creek. This creek's got a lot of water in it, but it doesn't usually get out of the banks. I mean, it could, but that's the nice thing about high tensile versus barbed wire. It doesn't have as much to catch on, and so you don't get near the debris catching on this wire as you would barbed wire. So you can see we haven't tied, all these will be tied together on these corners. So here's our wonderful slotted W P146. We get those from PowerFlex, and so these will be brought in toward each other like this, only this will be a piece of buried black cable, so it's going to have an insulation on it. Each one of these that tie together will have insulation on it, except for the ground wires, which these are grounds right here. So these right here will just be right to where my hand is. Those will be crimped together. Yeah, right there. You can kind of see what I'm talking about. Those will have a crimp on it. So the grounds and the hot tie in respectively all the way around here, and use telly, this insul tube, which is right here. Anywhere you get close to something conductive, which this is that's our tensioner holding that H-brace in tension. You want to put a piece of this insul tube on here. You can buy this stuff from PowerFlex, and then you put a C23. These are C23 steel crimps. So you put a C23 on each side of your high tensile wire to keep this from moving back and forth on your high tensile. And then, so you need one there, and then you need one down here, because you've got this. This is your tension wire that goes up, keeping your H-brace together. Well, you don't want this real close to this and not be protected. So you put a piece of insul tube in here. Then we're gonna tie this. This will be cut off, and this will be insulated wire from here over to its buddy over there. And you can see that one's got a piece of insul tube on it too. Right here, see, it's touching. It's touching that wire, but you're fine because you got an insul tube on there. Yep. And then you come up here, there's another potential ground. So the boys put on a piece of insul tube here, crimped it with a steel crimp on each side, C23. And yeah, these are our insulators. I love these pin lock. Got those from PowerFlex. I'm using painted deck screws. I like these. They seem to hold up good. That's an 1.5 inches, or 1 5/8 inches, I think it is, deck screws. And treated post. And of course on your ground wire, you just put a steel galvanized staple. See, that can touch. There's no power in this one. Same way with this one. Yep. This is a lot of gnarly stuff here. We got little short runs, but yeah, you see, it makes a very attractive fence. These posts were all driven in 4.5 foot in the ground. They were 9 footers, so we got 4.5 foot sticking out. The timeless, man, I tell you folks, It makes a good looking fence, these timeless posts, and they're easy to put in. They're pre-sharpened, and they have a depth. Let me climb through here, I'll show you. Get on this side of my fence. See, they got a depth gauge here too. Evidently, I'll push the soil back, you can see it. Right there, see it? When that line gets flush with the dirt, stop hitting it. Don't drive it in anymore. Because what happens, see, I've got 3 posts, that's my spacing, so my first wire is 12 inches off the ground. Well, if you keep driving it and put that hole all the way down to the ground, and then something hits this, well, now you've got a weak spot. Right now, see, it can flex, and there's no weak spot right here. A tree can fall on that, a deer can hit it. I don't care what you do to it, you're not gonna hurt it. It's just a, yeah. It's just a tough post, that's all I can say. I'm gonna step back through here again. These are the tensioners. So we've got springs in here, and I alternate them. I don't put them directly underneath each other. You want to alternate them. So you put one here, and then over here, the width of a spring, you come in on this side, and then you just keep rotating back and forth. So if you put these springs all in a row, right on top of each other, and your fence gets a little bit loose, they're just more apt to touch. So it gives you a little bit more spacing. Yeah, so you run the wire, you make a loop right here. And this loop goes all the way around this ratchet before you put the ratchet on, or before you put wire on it. Then you cinch it up and you put your C23 crimp on there. These are all ratchets, the tighteners and the springs. We got all this from Powerflex. And folks, I got Black Friday coming up. That Powerflex 20% off. You're not gonna find it any cheaper than that. 20% off, whatever you buy there. And I don't know about you all, but that's, you know, if you're spending $1,000, that's 20% in your pocket, okay? So, you know, if you wanna hold on to your money, right now is a great time. Right here before Thanksgiving, they're having a Black Friday. 20% off on everything in that store. You check it out, Powerflex, and use that code on my website. I'm sorry, the code on this description section of this video, and you can get that 20% off. So it's anybody, I don't care who you are. You know, fencing is expensive, but when you can knock and get a savings on brand new equipment, you know, parts starting out, that's just a no-brainer. You want to take advantage of that. Isn't that a pretty fence? I mean, it's not only is it attractive, it's effective. It's very effective. And our cows, I mean, shoot, they're broke to one hot wire. But you know, there's a major interstate here right behind us, and you know, if a cow would come in heat or something and a bull would be chasing it, you want a good fence, you know. A poly wire around your farm is not a perimeter fence. I've been around some people, done some consulting. I walk out to the edge of the property and there's a dang poly wire. It's not even poly braid, it's poly wire on step-in posts. That's a perimeter fence. I'm like, what are you doing? Well, you know, you said you can use poly wire. I mean, yeah, for strip grazing, not a perimeter fence. You know, guys, ladies, you got to protect your animals. You got to protect them. The way you protect them is you keep them on your farm. Don't let them get out in the middle of the interstate. Because here in Missouri, if you have an animal gets out and somebody hits it, it's your fault. It's not the person that hits it. In Nebraska, Wyoming, Montana, those are all open range states. You hit a cow out there, it's your fault. Yeah, that's right. It's not the farmer's fault, it's your fault. But I'm just, you know, I love my cows. I love our livestock, and I just feel like it's my duty. If I'm gonna own livestock, I'm gonna put in a good perimeter fence. And don't skimp on it, folks. Gosh darn it, people go in and they put steel post in, and they put hot wire on the steel post, those little wimpy yellow clip-on insulators. Like, come on. Come on. Life's too short for that. I mean, really. If a deer hits one of those, it's gonna knock that yellow clip off, and now you've got this laying right up against your steel post, and they say, oh, I tried that hot wire stuff and it didn't work. Well, duh, it didn't work because you didn't use the right materials. You can't use steel posts in an electric fence system when you're doing a bunch of it. You're never gonna keep your fence hot. There's too many deer. I mean, folks, we got deer like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's crazy how many deer are around now. And they hit that hot wire and knock that insulator off, your whole farm is dead. And you wondered why your cows are standing up in the middle of the interstate. I guess I am trying to scare you. Sometimes that's what it takes for people to do things right. A lot of times they have to learn the hard way, and I don't want people to do that. I just don't. I don't want you to learn the hard way. So check it out. Check it out. Go to Powerflex's website right now, and you can get 20% off on all this wire, the insulators, the switches. And then if you're gonna run perimeter fence, I would go with that post right there, the Timeless. You can get those from Timeless Fence Company in Tennessee. Folks, they're made right here in the United States. They're employing US citizens, bunches of them. They had to buy another line to produce more posts, which is a good thing. You know, I like seeing things made. So we don't make anything in the United States anymore. It's all being made overseas. And I think some of that's going to change, but Timeless Fence has been a US company since the invention of this post, and I like spending my money knowing that it's going to be helping other people here in the States, you know, help their livelihood as well in their communities. So anyway, I'm gonna get off that little deal. I don't know how I got on that, but check it out, folks. Powerflex Fence, Black Friday sale, 20% off everything in the store. If you're getting ready to build some good fence, build it right one time and be done with it, folks. We're not gonna be out here patching this up. We're not, because it's built correctly. Y'all have a good one, and if I don't see you between now and Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you down the road.